Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ. Thank you for checking out the channel. As you know, it's a really dry offseason. Not a lot of stuff going on, not a lot of trades, not a lot of rumors happening. So we're just kind of trying to keep the buzz going, keep the love for the Hawks afloat until we get into training camp and the first puck drop, coming up on October 7th. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for keeping the channel alive and for keeping your fandom going. So I really appreciate you being here. So let's get into the top 4 topics of today. The hockey writers Justin Gianpietro compiled a list of the top breakout candidates for this year by division. So let's take a look at who he has for our Central Division, and I'll save his thoughts on the Hawks for the last. So for the Colorado Avalanche, Jack Drury. Even with all of the established talent on their roster, he feels that Drury can still advance and get even more prominent usage. Currently, he's mostly a defensive centerman, but he can unlock, if he can unlock his offensive touch, it'll be a banner year for him. So he says that for an honorable mention, Zakhar Bardakov, it could be a possible good year for him as well. On the Dallas Stars, Maverick Bourque. He led the AHL in scoring 2 seasons ago at 21 years old, so that should translate for him well in the NHL. And even though Dallas is pretty stacked with talent, obviously, Bourque's skill set could definitely command some looks. Honorable mention on that team, Liam Bichsel. For Minnesota Wild, we have Zeev Buium. He's got all the talent in the world to be a great blue liner, except for one thing, his size. He's at 6 feet and 183 pounds. He's on the smaller side for a really good offensive defenseman. He's got enough talent to force a top pairing, but so they think that this year could be it for him. And an honorable mention for him, or for on that team, is Liam Ogrim. On Nashville, they think that Nick Perbix could be a breakout. At 27, he's a little long in the tooth, but finally may be in a position to be in the regular top 4 rotation. If he makes it, could have a standout year. So another honorable mention on that team, Luke Evangelista. On the St. Louis Blues, Jimmy Snuggerud. Despite his name, his high production keeps him from getting too comfortable pretty much at every level he's been at. He's known for being a dangerous shooter with great instincts, so he's got loads of potential. An honorable mention is Logan Mailloux. On Utah, the Utah Mammoth, Logan Cooley. After 25 goals and 40 assists in 75 games last year, not sure if breakout can be used, but at 21, he's not even close to being at a ceiling. If he gets more time on the line with Clayton Keller, sky's the limit. So an honorable mention on that team is Dylan Gunther. On the Winnipeg Jets, Cole Perfetti. Although he's been a solid middle 6 producer, he's definitely benefited from playing with Nikolai Ehlers. But now that Nikolai's moved on, Cole actually stands to take over some more duties and workload, getting even more quality looks. So an honorable mention also on that team, Gabriel Velarde. Now for the Blackhawks, and this is the biggest non-surprise ever, Connor Bedard as a potential breakout for this year. After registering 61 points in 68 games as an 18-year-old rookie, there were high expectations for Connor Bedard's sophomore campaign, but he took a step back statistically. The 2023 NHL Draft's top pick had 23 goals and 44 assists in 67 games. For 67 points in 82 games. A minus 36 rating didn't help his case, even if on a rebuilding team. Still, he's just as likely to explode this coming year. The Blackhawks haven't added much talent this offseason to make Bedard's life easier. This is a bit concerning since a large chunk of his scoring came while on the man advantage and not on a 5-on-5. Among forwards with 100 minutes of power play ice time, he ranked in the 94th percentile for points scored per 60 minutes. On 5-on-5, he was in the 48th percentile for the same metric among forwards with 500 minutes of ice time. A lack of high-profile line mates limited his five-a-side production. However, there is a reason Bedard has been viewed as a generational talent throughout the 2020s. With an unforgiving shot, the ability to humiliate defenders one-on-one, and with his elite playmaking, he's capable of great things. His situation isn't ideal, but he'll inevitably break through. That's what great players do. And for an honorable mention on the Blackhawks, he has Frank Nazar. So there you go. Moving on from there, we have, it's kind of weird. We've been talking about it. We've mentioned him a couple of times over the past few weeks, and it's really weird. I'm recording this today on July 23rd. But we've been mentioning this player's name recently, but did you know that on July 23rd in 1994, just a mere 31 years ago, the Hawks signed one of the NHL's toughest enforcers to ever suit up? That's right, we had signed Bob Probert. Got him from Detroit. And Probert lived a hard and fast life. He passed away way too young at 45. He basically struggled with everything that you could ever struggle with, drugs, addiction, mental problems. Afterwards, it was confirmed that he had CTE with all the trauma that he went through. Not surprising. He was a rare combination of being a fierce fighter and also a person who could actually score, even though he was known for his enforcing. I mean, there was videotapes of him. You could buy videotapes back in the day of just his fights. He was daunting. Proby racked up nearly 3,300 penalty minutes in his career, but he also scored 384 points. And in 1 year, he had 62. Nothing to sneeze at, because if you did, he'd probably punch you. So, anyway, 31 years ago to the day, R.I.P. Proby. Thank you for being a part of the team, and hope you're enjoying heaven where you're at. Moving on from there, quick arbitration update on our boy, Mr. Arvid Soderblom. The folks at Puckpedia have provided the dates for a few of the NHL arbitration hearings, including the ones on Blackhawks goaltender Arvid Soderblom. His hearing is set for July 28th. However, the Blackhawks and Soderblom can come to an agreement at any time before this date. AFP Analytics projects that his next deal should be a 2-year contract, and this is what they're guessing, with a $1.7 million salary cap hit. So all the Hawks have to do is to get to the table with Soderblom and hash it out. The Kraken actually just did that with Capo Caco and avoided arbitration. So let's go, Hawks. Let's get that done before training camp's puck drops. That would be awesome. And speaking of puck drops, I thought it would be fun for us to cover really quickly the history of the puck. Like we've been talking about, it's like a super dry off season, I mean. And I don't know, we don't really talk about the puck, where it came from, all that fun stuff. So let's cover that really fast. Now, covering the history of the puck, what I just read and doing my research is a bit different, not totally, but a little bit different than what I clearly remember learning about the puck when I was growing up, like 100 years ago. I had learned that the puck was created in New York near the turn of the century in the late 1800s, when a hockey rink owner got really sick of replacing all the windows at his hockey rink because they were using lacrosse balls on the ice and they were too hard to control. So one day he grabbed the lacrosse ball and he cut off the top and he cut off the bottom, and voila, there was the puck. The puck was born. Now, what I learned today was that it was most likely actually born in Canada, in Montreal, even though Boston University also has a claim. So it's one of these weird, we don't really know exactly where it started, but these two origins are fighting it out. But, not New York, but either Montreal or Boston University. And they did say, yes, like lacrosse balls most likely were used back from where we got the modern puck today. Lacrosse balls were probably used. They also used to layer rubber together as well. They also used to use, even before that, they used to use blocks of wood. They also used to use pucks made of cork, leather liver pads, and in the very beginning, frozen cow dung. But they had to play really fast because eventually it would warm up enough where those pucks got soft. Awesome. Would hate to be the goalie on that one. And then there was a rink called Victoria Rink in Montreal, which is where the first recorded use of a flat disc for hockey, for a hockey game was used. And they say 1875. I've read it was in the 1880s. Back in those days, that's when the first actual recorded hockey puck was used in a game. Many believe that the name, the puck, came from the impish, flighty character Puck from William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Other people say it comes from Scotland, from the game curling and the word puck. So, again, it could be argued many different ways about what the origins are, but at least it's fun. We can debate that till the cows come home, without their dung, please. Well, I'm trying to keep it short for today, but that's a wrap today, folks. Thank you so much, Blackhawks Nation. Please let me know your thoughts. Please, keep tuning in every weekday. Get your Blackhawks Daily download. Impress all your friends and neighbors. You guys always impress me. You really do. I love just all the repertoire that we have. I love sharing all this stuff with you guys. I love the fact that you keep tuning in. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for sticking with us during this very, very, I keep calling it a dry off season. There's just not a lot going on, but we're just trying to keep the fandom going for this original six team. Keep the love for our Hawks going. We are the best team in the sport. We are all the best. We're also the best city in the nation. So thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Please subscribe, and share about the channel. Love that as well. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And that does it for today. So again, thank you so much. I am PJ, and we'll see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.